Hello, I'm Laurie Cabot, and I'm here to do some psychic readings for you, only with one card, and it could tell a lot. And we're not discussing tarot tonight, but maybe next week I can help teach you a little bit about tarot if you're interested. I'm going to talk about candle magic tonight. Please make sure that you share and like us so we can bring more people into this magical world. I would love you to do that. Witches are never at war, but we are protective, extremely protective. Obviously, we're still around. And I think that protection is something you can do yourself, like healing yourself. Nothing is 100%, nothing happens 100% of the time. But if your magic can work even 50% of the time, your life will be so much better and makes the lives of people around you so much better, because you can balance your own emotions and you can help heal your body. And well, first of all, witches, they're gods and goddesses, or their ancestors, and Mother Nature. Mother Nature is a goddess to us. We have the green man and the green woman of the woods. Mother Nature is telling us something right now. Too many airplanes, too many cars, it's, ruining the air value. We have holes in the ozone layer, etc., and making global warming because of that. Well, Mother Nature's telling us now, if you can't stop, if people can't stop overpopulating and therefore overdoing everything and ruining the air, the water, and the earth, she'll show us how to do it. And that's what she's doing right now. She is eliminating some of the population. Sad, isn't it? It's very sad, and that we have to come to this before we can wake up and start doing the right things without oil and without all these things that ruin the earth and ruin our air. And overpopulation is a problem. It's a major, it is the problem. And no one has an answer for that, but Mother Nature does. Well, we'll talk about candle magic. It's important because you can do this at home, and most likely today almost everyone has a candle or two in the house. One of the things about magic that today the color of the day is actually the rainbow. It's all colors today that you can wear at one time, and that means if you're wearing black, you're wearing a rainbow. It draws in all colors. I think that each color from the planet draws in the light from that planet. Each planet gives off intentions to humans and animals and the earth. So it's a very good, one of the most important things is to know the colors of the planets, so that when you start doing magic, say on Monday, the moon day, you need to know, what the colors should be automatically. Today's Thursday, it's the day of Jupiter. So normally we would be wearing or using the color royal blue, purple, and turquoise. Those are the colors of light that actually come from Jupiter. So choosing a color that is appropriate for that particular day is very powerful. However, choosing the color of your intention and what you wish you could, what your spell is, what your intention is for your magic. I have red today, because I'm using this for healing and passion, and the passion to heal, and to heal yourselves, to heal the earth, and to heal and rid of this virus. And I have two today. And the two is the balance of things on earth and the balance of things within us. So I'm sending the light from these candles for all the intentions that we all have right now. We all have the same intentions. This is what we wish to do. And instead of feeling helpless about it, the more people that actually sit down, relax, and project this to happen, the more it can happen, because the power is in the numbers of people who do the projecting. And I'm anointing this now with healing oil. And what we do is we take the oil, the potion, we put our fingers in the middle, go upward and then downward 3 times. And we anoint it. And I'm anointing this for the power of healing. The power of passion. The power to heal all upon earth, all beings, all things, and the earth herself needs to be healed. So mote it be. And that is done. And you can do the same thing. Different colors are helpful. Orange and red orange are for critical healing. And that is, this virus is critical. So if you're going to burn a candle for healing, orange or even red, like we use today, or a red-orange color. Gold is healing because it's for the sun, a gold candle, but it can be for success, doing all the right things. It helps you with that. Green is Venus, of course. Friday is Venus Day. So on Friday, wearing and using the color green is a really good idea. But tomorrow the color is pink because of the aspects. There are so many other planets in the sky tomorrow that are helpful, and pink is for it's for self-esteem and love. And it's like agape love. It's the love of the world and the love of all people. So using a pink candle or wearing pink and projecting for all these things we're talking about, it's a perfect day for that tomorrow. And every day is a perfect day for this. And now that you're at home, where we should not be in mass crowds all the time. It's not the way the world was meant to be. Like I said, I don't know the answer to overpopulation, but there has to be an answer to that because it is the problem. And like I said, if we don't do something about it, Mother Nature is doing something about it. And this is not going to be the only time, I'm sure. We're getting a handle on this, hopefully, so that we can cure this, or at least put it at bay, this virus. But what would be the next one? Would the next one be even more powerful? It seems every year this destructive force comes and weeds out people, killing us off, so that there's more room, I guess, for more people. And it's not working that way. It just isn't working. And we're not intelligent enough. We're not the highest civilization that's lived on this earth, by the way. We're probably very low on the totem pole. And I've said that a billion times. But the facts are, just by looking at ancient sites, we can't build pyramids today in the way they've been built all over the world. It's impossible for us. We don't have the technology to do that. Our technology, however, is leaning in a different way and can be an answer to helping us grow in the proper way, at least. working from home, owning your own business, or connecting to other businesses at home is the way to live today. It's not just for now, and it's not just because of a virus. It's because it's safer, it's happier. You learn to live with the things you love around you. This is why I have things all over every wall in my house. Why? Because if they're things, of course, there's some things are magical, of course, but some are just beautiful. I like to surround myself with things that make me feel good, that are beauty to me. And I think in your home, plain old white walls doesn't do it. And it doesn't help us. It doesn't help us feel grounded at home. One of the things that work are mirrors. A mirror on every wall in every room. And it's not to print, okay? It's to see yourself, even in the peripheral. It grounds you, you know, I'm here, I'm in this room. And just by passing by the mirror, your mind settles in. Your mind isn't fleeing out of the house to everything you had to put up with all day. It will help you to ground like meditation does. Meditation is extremely important. However, candle magic has been done since the beginning of time, when we were using resins off of trees and making smudging sticks, so to speak, out of pine needles and resin. And that's the way we did it, the Celts did it, because the resin off of a tree is like frankincense and myrrh. When it's burning or smudging, it neutralizes all harm in the area where it reaches. So when you're burning frankincense and myrrh, it helps to clear from any harm in the area where it is sifting and going. And I think that all the sticky stuff, it's called storax, off of the trees, the pine trees. It does exactly the same thing. And we can use that. It's, my goodness, it's free, isn't it? You could go out there, put some in a little jar, and then when you light a candle, or best to get charcoal, the kind of light that we, everything's perfect. Nothing works 100%, but why not try? This has been going on. We've been living this way for thousands of years, long before other people were burning candles. And our 8 holidays a year are a remembrance and a view of what we've done and what we are about to do. And at those times, we always use fire and color. We use herbs and all the things around us that actually have the energy to change things. And like I said, whether you know it or not, it's been proven by science now. Magic's real, but how do we use it? Using it for the good of all is the only way to use it. Otherwise, you can get into a large mess. But however, the ones who know how to use it the best are the ones that can neutralize harm and put up protection shields. Otherwise, we wouldn't still be here, would we? We've been persecuted for over 2,000 years, but that's over now. And we lasted all that time. We didn't go anywhere. We still were doing our magic, doing our herbalism, practicing all the things we practice, and honoring, not worshiping, but honoring our gods and goddesses who are our ancestors, and drawing them in and their energy and listening to their wisdom. And like I said, we're not the highest intelligence that has been on earth. We need to rev up, and I think our technology is helping us with that problem. In the meantime, if you do have a candle of any color, Now, in today's a perfect day for that because the color of the day, like I said, is the rainbow. All colors will produce all the magic you need today in any aspect from any planet or any energy that you're sending out from your own mind. Your mind sends electrical energies that can travel 186,000 miles per second. Light travels that fast. So all you have to do is pinpoint your destination for your thoughts. Where is it going? Where is that energy going? What is going to manifest at the end of that projection? Well, today I am projecting for the entire world the best I know how, in the hope that it will help. And I think everyone can help a little bit. It doesn't mean you're going to snap your fingers and everything changes. It's sort of like love spells, of course. Everybody expects it to, if you use a love potion, somebody's supposed to go starry-eyed and fall in love with you. Well, that's not the way it happens, and that's not even supposed to be the way it works. What happened to relationships? That sometimes has gone out the window, too, and we need to work on that. I think everybody knows who Steve Harvey is, the comedian. He's absolutely amazing. But he's written a profound book that men and women both should read. It's called Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man, because he describes exactly how we should react in relationships. And he tells it all about how men feel. And it's a wonderful thing for all of us. He's teaching us something profound and wonderful. In the meantime, our projections now must be for self-preservation and the preservation of all human life. And what do we do about overpopulation? This is a major issue. It is the issue. And this will not stop until our populations are at a level where the earth can survive. And it's just simply a warning from Mother Nature. I think I'm supposed to be signing a couple of books tonight that someone has purchased. And I'm going to show you a book it has all the colors of the planets in it so you can study it. I wrote this book in 1974. It took me 2 years to put it together. And it's a witch's Salem Witch's Herbal Magic. It's a little paper book. All the money from this goes to our temple. And in it, I have listed as many herbs as I possibly could find and understand, and the astrological aspects and where it comes from and what their intentions can be, and a sample. And in it, it teaches you how this works, how the energy actually works from planet to Earth, and it has the colors of the planets. And once you know that, when you start using the colors of the planets in your magic, it's much, much more powerful. And this is I think the latest book that I wrote is called A Book of Visions. It's all meditations, and it's with Penny, my daughter Penny, and Christopher Penczak. And it's loaded with wonderful, wonderful meditations that you probably have never heard of and never seen. So I think I would like, somebody's asking me what kind of eyeliner I like to use. Interesting. It's my Egyptian DNA since I was a teenager. Can you imagine, way back in the 40s? A teenager wearing eye makeup, but I did, much to my mother's distress. I have used any black eyeliner that is soft enough to outline your eyes is correct for you. Um, I think that I'm trying to think which one I have now. I use quite a few of the major ones. Maybelline even it works. It's fine. I think that what I do with my makeup, as well as I do with everything, when I get the makeup home, I get that pencil home. I take it out of the package. I hold it in my hand. I clear it of anything harmful, and I hold it in my left hand and right hand and project that this will be healthy and magical and help me to project my magic more. So everything I wear and do, I have charged to do magic. Thank you for asking. Yeah, I'm not dressed without, and my nails, I'm so sorry about my nails. I can't get there to get them done, and I'm not good at it. So, I don't know what to do about that. Okay, I have people ready. You're ready, I think, for readings, I'm sure, instead of me just babbling away. Elizabeth Shelton is asking, and I put in another deck into the masses of decks I have here in this cauldron. And I'm going to pull, this deck is the Alice deck. And I'm going to take a look. You know that I have to put on my reading glasses in order to see anything at all. You know, what happened to my magic of healing if I can't heal my eyes? I think I've done a pretty good job, actually. And that's acupressure. Right here and here are the pressure points to heal your eyes, right on the lower pad of the index finger and the middle finger with pressure, and it helps. Well, we have the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands, Elizabeth, what a wonderful name that is. Elizabeth I was a powerful, fabulous woman. The Queen of Wands she's sort of the hostess with the mostess. Very good at entertaining if she wants to. I mean, if that's your bent, if that's what you like to do, is be around people and do things for people, I'm sure you're very good at it if you wish to be. This is telling you this is something you can't do right now. You think you want to plan this and you want to plan that and you want to get things going. Nothing's going right now. You need to relax. You need to take time. It's a magic wand, that wand, that staff. That means you project for the future now. You sit down and enjoy and have gratitude for what you do have around you right now. And then project for your future. This is the time to do that, to change your life. And you have the capacity, obviously, to do that. Also, with that wand, you have the capacity to help this situation with your magic. It's pretty amazing, Elizabeth. And I think you should try your own magic. It's important. And we have who? Who do we have next? Okay, Frank McDonald. We'll take a peek, Frank, and see what's going on. It's interesting that I don't know what card I'm going to get. It's almost more fun for me sometimes. Well, this is a card of legalities. Now, that could mean there's a legal issue pending or around you. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. Legalities sometimes are following the rules. And that's something we need to do now, all of us. Follow the rules. We've been given the rules. Stay home. Stay away from other people. And for some reason, a lot of people just don't get it. Because if you're passing on any of this, it's almost like murder. Why would you do that? Why would you project yourself in a position either to become sick or to give it by passing it to someone else? This is you following the rules. And whatever those rules are for you right now, you need to be the judge. You need to look at your life and say, no, that didn't work for me. I went out of the rules. And if I'm going to go thinking out of the box, it still has to be within the rules of nature, within the rules. And we have Catherine McCrimmon. Is that Irish or is that Scott? We don't know, do we? It could be both. And this card says that you should be looking at having your own business. I know, even that idea is daunting to most people. But all you need is a product of some kind, a service of some kind, an N number, that's the tax number from the IRS, you need that, and a title to your business. And there you are. And then working hard at your own business. And don't walk away from that. Try to think of what you can do and why you should do it. It's very important. I think when you were working at one time, you knew more than the boss knew at one time. You need to get your health together too. That's very important, of course, number one. Preston Mallow. Preston Mallow. Interesting. I love all these names I've never heard in my life. Well, we have the Queen of Cups. Preston. She's very generous. She can make almost anything happen. I believe this is one of your guides from the other worlds. I don't know if it's a grandmother or simply a mystical guide from some other time period, but she's helping you to not scatter your dreams and she's helping you to make up your mind. Put everything in that cup right now and go for it. And that's what she's saying. You can succeed at anything you wish to right now. Again, we need still to follow the rules. But most important for you now is to meditate, focus, and research. Research on what you really want to do and how you're going to do it. Or whether you're going to go further in the career that you already have thought of or already have been doing. Anna Volk. What is that artist's name? Volka? Is that his name? He does these huge, enormous paintings, and it's just magnificent. People should look him up. He's amazing. Oh, another Alice card. Well, here we are, trying to put a square peg in a round hole. You know, if you keep doing the same thing over and over and over and it doesn't change and you keep doing it, it's called being crazy. You have to change things. You can't keep doing the same thing over and over and expect a different outcome. That's not going to happen. So it's time for you to take charge. Again, this is another card that says take charge of your life in many ways. And again, healing is one of them. Healing your emotions will heal your body. So balancing your emotions is very, very important. Our emotions can either make us fabulous or can tear us to pieces. Let's start balancing our emotional dealings with people and things. Jordan.
Puliat.
Peridot?
Puliat.
Julia. Okay. I don't know this card well. I have to look at it. Well, it's the Magician. In the Alice cards, this is magic. Total magic. The Magician. That doesn't mean that you're going to pull a rabbit out of the hat thing. It's talking about what you're capable of doing with your inner thoughts, your will, your knowledge. You need to think about magic and think of it in a serious way and find out what it really is, not what Hollywood or fables have told about magic. Magic is not harmful, does not have to be harmful. It could be. It doesn't have to be. That's the beauty of magic. It can be used in a way that no gun and no war and no peacemaker can do. The magic can clarify everything and put everything in order without harm. And that's one of the rules of witchcraft. Do what ye will and harm none. And this says that you can do that. Wow, how exciting is that? And that is who?
Marina Wilson.
Marina
Wilson.
Marina Wilson. Wow. Marina, this is either, it's a bird of prey, but also a bird representing power, like the American eagle. That flying high, but it means that you need to settle down. You don't need to fly too high in order to get what you need. You don't need to fret and worry. It's like you're screaming, help me. Well, you need to help yourself. You need to light somewhere on a branch, so to speak. And meditate. If you're home, stay home if you can. If you're out there working on the lines, I will say that you must do everything you can to protect yourself. And we're so thankful for the people who do that. However, this means that possibly you shouldn't be doing that. This is a different type of energy and says you need to calm down completely. And who do we have? I can't read with these on, Carrie Findlay. Carrie. Wow. I don't know what you're expecting, but it looks like whatever you do is going to be like money on a tree. If you decide to do something to make money, it will work, whatever that is. Whether it's furthering the job that you're already in, or whether it's, again, your own business, or another career altogether. Whatever you decide now to change things, but it is a change. Whatever that change is will bring you a consistent flow of financial security, which is what you want, what everyone wants. And that's exactly what this card says you can have with all the changes that you're going to make. Interesting, too. Aaron Ford. Aaron, a nice name. Aaron, I don't know if you love animals, but it looks like you have that kind of animal spirit. And if not, the animal spirit is around you, asking you to love, 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 and to love outside of self. We need to love ourselves before we can love anyone. This is telling you, however, that you need to be compassionate and extremely compassionate to all animal life around you, no matter what it is. Now, I don't know what that represents to you right now, but you need to think of this and meditate on this. It's an important issue. Monica Davis. It sounds like a movie star name, doesn't it? Monica Davis. The anchor. Again, you do have a place by which to drop anchor, so to speak, just like this says, and settle down. You need to be very, make yourself comfortable in your surroundings. And that means also if you're out there battling this crisis in any way, shape, or form, you must do it with complete fervor. Put your heart and soul into it, whatever you're doing. I can see, though, that you need to settle into it and say, this is what I'm doing, and be very definitive about how you do things and what you're doing, and don't take no for an answer. Brian, oh my goodness. The love of my life is on and asking for a card. Oh my goodness. How do you like that? It's another high priest. And he's so magical and so wise. Let's see what you have. Of course, the card is the High Priestess in Alice cards. It's the High Priestess. This represents, and she's going through the looking glass. So that means that what this basically represents right now is looking at both sides of that mirror, both sides of your life, and which is more comfortable for you. You need to make that decision now, and you need to stick with that one. It's no floundering. Once you make a decision about changing your life and money making and where you're living and what you're doing, it will be forever. And it looks as if you're going to make the right choice. I have no idea what that would be. But now it's just telling us, you know this. It's the time that you have the power to do it. Susan Borkowski. Oh my goodness, I said it. This represents that you already know what you're asking me. You already know. You know the answers. Much more than I could ever glean out of a card or out of my psychic mind. And when it comes to love, you're going to have to allow love to be distant for a while and love yourself. And I keep repeating this, I know, it comes up in quite a few readings, that hands down, the most important thing is looking at yourself, loving yourself, looking at what you can do, and what you can't do isn't important right now. It's only important at what you can achieve. Kevin. Andrew. Oh, I'm losing cards falling all over the place. Well, Kevin, I don't know if you have a specific goddess or ancestor that you call upon for help. If you don't, you should think about it, because this is the card of a goddess, the rose, the flower. It means the feminine power of the universe is there for you right now. That power can change everything. In other words, it's saying listen to your inner voice and know that it's truth. If you're asking someone from the other world for an answer, listen. It may sound like your own voice telling you something. Write it down, because it probably isn't. It's probably a guide or a goddess that's trying to help you, which is amazing. What is that, Jill? Okay. Whatever you say. This is about animals again. Or, I think in this case, animal instinct. I think you know the answers too. A lot of the answers that you put yourself into fear from. Why are you fearing life so much when you do have the control? You have more control than you think you do right now. That animal instinct will preserve you, make the right decisions, and do the right things to keep going and surviving, and you will. Diana, the prima ballerina, wouldn't that be interesting? Overseas, whatever is coming for you and at you and with you comes from another country. It would be very wonderful if you could get on a plane or a boat and go to another country. But right now, that's not possible. But the energies in your life are coming from another culture other than America. And that's all right. You need to think about that. Think about your ancestors, where they came from, and draw upon their wisdom and their knowledge. It's very important that you find your own magic now. Anna, a very a Russian name, I think.
Vaskovsky.
Yes. Well, it looks as though, Anna, you need to follow your history as well. You know, there's places in Russia that only in the past 30 years heard about other religions. They practice witchcraft, all the rituals that we do still, they were doing way out in the tundra somewhere. And someone came and told them about all these other religions, and they went, oh, that's nice, and just kept doing their magic. And so witchcraft has always been an important, very important path of life in Russia, in the Ukraine, in those areas. It is the foundation of the path of life for all people there. It's time that you went back in your mind's eye and pull from that culture some of the magic that works for you, to help you. Bobby Taylor? That sounds like a comedian or something, or another movie star, or a musician maybe. This is the Knight of Cups. This means there's someone around you, maybe someone older, that may be able to help you. It's like a champion, someone that's going to come along and say, do this and this and this, and things will be all right. And that is a coup. I don't know who this is. It could be a relative or not, or it could be the spirit of someone that can help you. I think that's fortunate for you. This is a good thing. I feel comforted by that. And we have Giovanna.
Giovanna.
Okay. Interesting. Giovanna. Okay. I don't know if you've tried to write a book or communicate with people, but it looks like you could probably tap into the entire world. Well, that's what we're doing right now. When you're on the internet, you're touching the entire world. How wonderful is that? And it looks like you are capable of doing that yourself. And so if you are able to do almost exactly what I'm doing, make sure that it is for the good of all. Yes, and classify that in your mind, that the words you speak are not just for you. that they're for the world and for the goodness of the world. Carmen, oh, that's a beautiful name. Lamira. I think that name, it just is music, it's dancing, it's gypsy, it's such a beautiful name. All right, this is judgment. You're being too hard on yourself. You're being very hard on yourself, and you're being hard on people around you. You know, let's not be critical because we're not in their shoes. We don't know what I can't tell people what to do. I can make suggestions. I can tell you psychically what is around you. It doesn't mean you have to listen to me. And I'm not going to judge you. And you need to think about that. And especially misjudging yourself. I think that I'm going to take another sip of water because my throat's getting dry from talking so much. And if you have any questions for me, I'd be happy to try and answer them when it comes to magic, because that's what I've been teaching my entire life, or trying to help people learn, let's put that correctly. And I'd like to help you to learn to use your own magic. And if you have a question about that, and now is the time, I'm probably not going to be on live here forever. I'm doing it as best I can right now because I need to help the world in the only way I know how. And this is how. I'm helping people answer some of their inner questions in their mind by using tarot. It's a good thing to do. I think we should talk about tarot next Tuesday and talk about how you can divinate, or not just with tarot, but with pictures and all kinds of materials that you can look at and allow your brain to bring in information into your brain, and therefore writing it down or speaking it to the person that is in front of you is important. It's your instinct, it's natural, and we need you to hold on to that now. Now's a time of desperation for us all. This is a desperate time. It's a very dangerous time. I can recall World War II, and like I said, you had to grow your own food. It was very difficult to get anything at all, and meat, of course, was rationed, and you had to have some kind of a ticket, and you had to wait in line, and then sometimes you'd wait in line for the meat, and it had run out, and you don't get any. And then the next time it would be maybe a month later. So growing your own food was vital. I don't know how many people could do it, but my dad did that. Now, someone's asking what color light is good for people with mental health issues. Well, that's not our expertise. And sometimes it's very dangerous to try to put light. An ultraviolet light would be for changing mental illness. However, that can cause people to act out, and you can't control that. So therefore, we would rather not do that. We'd rather pink light them or put red-orange light to heal them is the best way to do that. Try not to use the other light because it may stir things up even more. It's a very delicate healing and very difficult healing. So it needs the magical healing, of course, as well as the physical healing. Some of us are just hardwired in a different way, and it just doesn't change. And learning to nurture the people who are like that is a lifelong study, isn't it? And I think we're getting better at it, but again, it has to do with emotions. And I think that tampering with something like that when you don't know enough about it is dangerous. So be careful with that. Any other questions? Okay, Laurie Gallagher, I'm gonna pull a card for you, Laurie. Let's see what's going on. And it's Laurie with an I, Lori, and I'm Laurie. There's a whole many ways. Here's another card with a money tree. And it has a crow on top. And this is a card, you know, painting the roses red. Well, these roses aren't red, are they? They're yellow. Well, that has to do, again, with money. And I know you're worried about money. And the facts are that you need to be careful and use your money in a very legal way. Don't go on the edge of things and misuse money in a way that could get you in trouble. You know, pay your bills when you can, and if you can't, make a notice of it in the proper legal way. The crow also is like Maka. She's protection. And obviously at this point you need some protection around you. I don't know where it is you live. You could live in a very beautiful area and, you know, it might not be as safe as you think you are. You know, my daughter and I make candles, and this is one of the candles. It happens to have my face on it because my daughter makes this. And this is the protection of Gaia, the goddess, the earth goddess. And they have it at Enchanted. These candles we use in our home, it's not like we make these just to sell. We've always just made this in order for our lives. We live with this. This is very important. And I think that the green color in this is also about the earth. It's about all the things we're wishing for and hoping for right now. This type of protection protects the earth, it protects you, protects your money, your ability to have financial security. It's a wonderful candle. And candle magic, like I said, has been going on for centuries and centuries before other religions even thought of it. We started it way back right out of the caves, I think. Allison Sheldon, Allison, sometimes that could sound very regal in some way. And we have you can't wait for someone to give you permission to do the things you want to do in life. You have to make them happen. You can't sit around waiting for something to happen. You know, we have to do something about it ourselves. We need to protect ourselves. We need to bring love in our lives, security, all the above. We can do it on our own. That's why we're given the brain we have and the abilities we have. It's recognizing those abilities. How many people out there have no idea how powerful you are with your magic? Sometimes people get a little crazy from that. You know, they get powerful and they become a dictator. That's not the way it should work. That kind of power should never be used against or in opposition of what is natural and what is good for all. And the bottom line is, every time we even write a spell on paper, at the bottom of it we write, I ask this to be correct and for the good of all. And 9 out of 10 times the spell works. All right, but it has to be for the good of all. And if it's not, it won't work. And that's okay too. Nothing's 100%, but you know, we're like 95% with our spells. We do pretty well. And this means, this is pure discernment. Cindy, wolf. I like wolf, of course, the wolf. Did you know that wolf's hair is used, especially by the mailman and a policeman, and from a shedding wolf, a live shedding wolf? If you put it in your pocket, it's definitely going to protect you in many ways, and also from animals. Animals won't come near you because they can get that scent of the wolf. But their vibe and their energy and the light energy from their fur helps to ignite your own protection shield. And there are wolf sanctuaries where we get the wolf's fur to pass on to you. And we donate half of the money that we make from selling it back to the sanctuary. And it's very important that it's from a live and living animal, or it doesn't work. The only bones and feathers and fur and things that we might use in our magic or in our lives must come from an animal that has already passed. It's not one that we never kill an animal for its bits and pieces and parts and fur. The best protection for is if you have a cat or a dog at home. When you brush them, think about protection as you're brushing, and save that fur. Put it in a nice little magic bag and put it in your car, carry it in your pocket, put it in the office, wherever you are, of course, at home. And sometimes you can do that by, using it in a unique way like we do. You might want to put some of that fur under the doormat at your front door and back door. It keeps people, unwanted people, away. Another thing we do with our brooms, you need to have a broom that you turn bristles up behind the door. And that keeps unwanted people away from your door. And that's been working for a long time. We're still doing it. Might as well practice. I'm sure most people don't even have a broom anymore. In fact, I have a robot, and he goes all over the place, and my cat is deathly afraid of it, and Penny's cat loves it. So it's quite unique, believe me. But I do have brooms, and only for magic. Only for magic right now. Jean, golly, that's interesting. I don't think I've ever heard that name before. What color light is good for people with mental health? That's the next question. Okay, golly, I'm going to pull a card for you, darling. I don't know if you come from a big family, but it looks like there are too many people around you right now, or that you have to be in the path of many people. And some of them are healers, obviously. I don't know what this is all about exactly, but my impression is that you need to understand to stay away, and not just 6 feet of, and don't go into a crowd of 10 people, not even 2 people. You must stay away from everyone, stay at home. I think the family or the people around you are kind of, I don't know, they're a little bit pushy, and demanding. And you don't have to answer to anyone right now. You need to take care of yourself, but no one else right now. Yes, and the answer, what was that question again?
You already answered it earlier.
I did?
Yeah.
Oh, I answered that. Never mind. I repeat things over and over anyway. It's my age. It's 8 p.m. It is 8 p.m. Can you imagine that? It's been an hour, and I'm so happy to be able to spend that time with you. And all the people, some of my best friend in England, Cornwall, and Brazil, Edu, and all the witches, the Cabot witches in Brazil. Imagine that I got to speak to you and be with you twice a week. It's just so amazing to me. And Germany, Italy, I mean, all over the world, all the Cabot witches, and then all the other people who are friends and interested in what we're talking about. I'm so grateful to be able to do this. It's thrilling for me. And I thank you. And I'm going to repeat. Every ending is a beginning. And for witches, this is law. Where you enter in, from there you must withdraw. Good night.